Peace world, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of Substantial Weekly. My name is Substantial. Welcome to the show. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, all that good stuff. Running a bit behind today because today is the official release day of Masters of the Artistry from Bob Alloy. And then also, man, I just realized about like 20 minutes before we went live, I'm like, oh snap, studio wasn't set back up because we had to bring a lot of things from the studio to the event for last week for some of the behind the scenes stuff. So didn't realize until it was time to get ready to start how much stuff wasn't set back up properly and all that good stuff. So just do me a favor because didn't get the full sound check and all of that stuff that I would normally have. Just let me know in the comments if everything sounds great to you and all that good stuff, man. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Peace and welcome to everyone already here, holding it down. And again, just let me know how things are sounding real quick. All right. Super shout out to Happy Mochi for all the awesome things you do behind the scenes to help support what I've been doing. I appreciate you, sis. And also super shout out to Stephanie Gale. Video quality is a little fuzzy today. My apologies. So let's see what we can do about that. All right, let me know if that's a bit better on y'all end. And thanks for the heads up. Shout out to everyone for holding me down and helping me make this the best show possible every week. All right. Peace. What's going on to Joshua McGee? Shout out to Steph. Shout out to Chi-Town Warrior. What up, Eric? Shout out to hold on. Mr. Shear, man, I appreciate you, good brother. Thank you, man. Stan, it was great to see you perform last weekend in DC. The work, time, energy, money, and emotion that went into you pulling the makeup date off. I could see it in your eyes at the end of the show. You have an amazing family and fans, supporters. Man, hey, bro. We just started the show, bro. Don't have me crying here, man. All right, look. Yeah, last week was, pulling that show off with all of the different challenges that happened, on the business side of things and in my personal life, that definitely didn't make it easy, to do that event. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you acknowledging that, fam, because, it was difficult. It was difficult. We had a lot of, obstacles and stuff that made things more challenging than they needed to be in some instances. But I think considering everything that happened behind the scenes, I feel like people who weren't so close to it and fans like y'all who, not fans like y'all, but fans who maybe don't tune in every week, don't really know all of the things that were kind of happening previously. That being said, at the end of the night, I could tell that people really, really had a great time. And some of the stuff that people were saying to me about how good the show was, really, really like, yeah, man, I tell y'all all the time, words of affirmation is my love language. So knowing that everybody enjoyed themselves and really found it to be an awesome night. No drama for the most part involving like, like folks getting to and from the place and stuff, man. It seemed like everybody just had a good time, man. Myself included, by the end of the night. So I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Means a lot. And thank you, man, for the $50 contribution today. He just starting it all right. Like, hey, man, look, I got this, y'all. I got this, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Yeah. Thank you for that update. Glad it's good. Hey, what up, Stacy? My sister's in the building. Shout out to my brother Early Bird up here. The bird visited us. Yo. So listen, I don't have a bunch of, I didn't plan today in terms of like showing y'all a bunch of like behind the scenes footage or photos and all of that. There's some great ones online. I think what I might do, Yeah, yo, that was dope too. Yeah, shout out to Cash the Pro. Cashmere was there, man. Super dope MC. Been rocking with me and the Q&5 fan for a very long time. People came from all over. People came from um, Florida. People came from Delaware. People came from Southern Virginia, Maryland, DC, obviously, because we were in DC. People came from the West Coast. That was, yo, it was dope. It was so dope, man. A lot of different folks came from all kinds of different places. My family was deep in the building. That was amazing, man. Shout out, shout out to my family that came through, my cousins that came through, my sister that came through and stuff. Yeah. So as far as donation goes today, oh man, I think it's funny. I was thinking about it beforehand, and then I saw the $50 goal, and I was just like, man, I probably ain't gonna press y'all too much about it today. But I will say this: what we could consider, because I'm trying to think of what y'all haven't heard, and I don't know if I got anything you haven't heard, but I definitely can dig something up for sure. So what we'll say, all right, we'll do our 5 super chat goal. Per usual, we already got one, so we don't have to, I'm not going to pretend like, my brother didn't do what he did already. Shout out to Mr. Shear. But, I will, play, that's what I'll do. I'll play the full, Bob Alloy music video. All right, so that's what I'll do today. If we hit our goal today, technically we only need 4 more, even though it'll say 5. It won't let me, I don't think it'll let me switch it to 5. But yeah, if we hit our goal today, I will play the full Bob Alloy music video, which technically isn't going to drop till Monday, but I know you guys are gonna go back and and watch it. Anyway, I already played half of it before, but I'll play the full thing today. Play the full joint, and maybe I'll throw something else in the mix. I'll just put plus bonus, whether that's me performing. And so now we technically already got, yeah, man. And we got another. So we only really need 3 more. All right. I wish it would let me change it, but it's like 1, 5, then it goes into all 5 intervals. So let's do this. I play the full thing. Down, start goal. Hold on. That should have worked. Let's hit refresh on my end just to make sure. All right. Let me know if y'all are seeing. No, it doesn't look like that worked. All right. So hold on. Let's try this one more time. My apologies, y'all. Just handing. Like I said, it's been a day. It's been busy just trying to get all this stuff together. So I'll play the full Bob Alloy music video. Boom, boom, boom. And since y'all already put like 3 super chats already, man, shout out to Josh. I see you, bro. Plus bonus song. All right, let's do that. Boom, boom, boom. Play the full Bob Alloy music video plus bonus song. There we go. Why is it? Yeah, all right, bet. So look, yo, this is what we gonna do. I'm gonna just play it at some point. It's giving me these issues. Don't sweat the gold thing. I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing right now. But, yo, shout out to all of y'all who contributed today. So, and shout out to Happy Moji, who just donated 5 memberships. Shout out to Joshua McGee. 2 under, got me half sleep. Man, yo, shout out to you and the family, man. And thank you for the contributions. Love the last song I'll ever write. The sample matches the vibe of the music. Yo, thank you, thank you. What's going on, Mr. Collins? Thanks for coming to the show, man. All right. Let's we got a lot to cover. So yeah, and sorry, man, if I seem like it's a lot happening today, it's because it is. It's because it is. let's do this. I'm gonna cue up the album. We ain't even gonna waste a whole lot of time. We're just gonna play the whole album live on the show. And if y'all got questions about the tracks as I play them, we can talk about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'll tell you about upcoming things in a moment. Let's get that there. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's connect this and then we'll get to it. Yo, man, y'all are killing it today. Thank y'all, man, so much. Why would I limit my potential because you don't live up to yours? Woo! Yo, good looking out. Good looking out. Say It Again is definitely my favorite track on the project. Stan, thank you for everything, Stan. Man, I appreciate that so much, man. Today is a good day. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right, so let's, man, y'all, yo, we gonna be popping it. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all, man. And it's like, hey, we gonna get this brother tearing up any second now. You know, I appreciate it, man. Good looking out. All right, so let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Hold on one sec. We're gonna move something in one moment. Just trying to fix something on the screen, and then we'll get started. All right. Got it. All right. Save that. Update layout. All right. So let's give this joint a spin. All right. And we're gonna test out this to make sure everything's coming through. Man, shout out to those of you who actually took time to write a review on the Bop Alloy page, because a lot of people don't realize you can leave reviews on Bandcamp. So shout out to those of you who have done that already. So let's read those real quick before we start, man. It's been a couple dope reviews that I've read about the album today, and so that's been dope. So shout out to Blazing Balls, who says, so hard to pick a favorite. This album is a journey of ups and downs, love and growth. All tracks being unique, but creating a great all-around record to listen. Not to mention Saxophone Jones looking tattered, but beautifully worn and colored as ever. Favorite track, Audio Sunshine featuring Blue. Respect. That's what's up, man. Thank you. Lozo77 says, being a huge fan of Stan and Marcus, this album showed how far they've came along with the craft. Masters of the Artistry is the right title for the project, because these guys together is just something amazing. Favorite track, you don't have no idea. Appreciate it, man. Good looking out. And shout out to all of these folks. All of the folks who've purchased or ordered the album so far. Greatly appreciate the support. But yeah, man, so let's jump into it. Hold on. Off topic, could you recommend me a spot so I can order this famous mumbo sauce online? Man, let's see. Let me find the website real quick. Order. Make sure the right one come up. There it is. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the website for the Mambo sauce in here for you. Let's see. Let's drop that here. Josh, here you go. Just drop the link for Mambo sauce. Hold on. Let me know if that came through. Boom. Completely off topic, but there's always time for Mambo sauce. All right. Congrats, and hope everyone's doing good, man. Thank you, family. Got to catch you in Madrid. Unbelievable concert. What's the chance you're coming to Dublin in the next year? We miss Hikari. Yo, yeah, for real, man. I couldn't believe that that wasn't already added to the set, but definitely it's sad when we realized that we adjusted for the rest of the shows and stuff. But I think we definitely did it in Paris when we got there. Got a lot of music, so you know it happens sometimes. But yo, I don't know right now. I got to follow up with the contact of mine in France. We've been talking about more things for me to do in Europe in general in the future, and potentially working with them to help make that happen. So don't know. I will keep y'all posted for sure though. All right. But let's get into this album without further ado. Let me know how the audio comes through for y'all once we hit play. So we're gonna start with Masterclass.
Substantial and Marcus D, Masters of the Artistry, Bob Alloy, Album 3.
Let me know how the audio sounds for y'all.
See. Yeah. I am here to teach, I am here to learn. Whether you subscribe to what I speak or you're here to churn. Never want to fight to try to keep what I didn't earn. Same I've always been, yet I keep growing in return. God's still blessing me, years after blessing. Not one for brevity, but folks long for excellence. Am I wrong for peddling an alternative medicine? Messing with they profits for stopping the death they selling us. Never been a portrait of perfection, I'm a work in progress. I ain't mastered nothing, I just found a better process. I guess there's beauty in discovery. Had to learn to love myself before they ever fuck with me. It must, the curse was for the hard of hearing. Don't mind me, I just stay in my lane like auto steering. I think of all the problems of the day, and I'm almost tearing up. We ain't safe on home base, and they hope we giving up. But can you be a master when there's more to learn? To gain the world, some would add to the pain. That's when we spring into action, but some would rather complain. When it's all said and done, we're among the last who remain. Pray our children see the sun come after the rain. I worked to master the rage before I mastered the stage, and now I beat them with words as if I mastered the bait. Ain't fishing for friction, ain't going after the bait. Just sharing this food and wisdom while adding on to our plate. Ain't gracing them with my presence, I'm being present with grace. Living life to the fullest while staring death in the face. With every stand that you make and every step that you take, the people are bound by love, which makes us harder to break. They're waving pie in the sky like come get you a slice. Got them risking it all, the hype left them enticed. A small sacrifice to get you a better life. Some of us hot as ever but never begged them for ice. Some of us wonder whether this freedom is worth the price. Claiming we didn't earn it, our people pay for it twice, and these wages won't suffice. It's like we're volunteering. 3 jobs ain't enough for 1 life. Profiteering's all I'm hearing. I think of all this pain and I'm almost tearing up. The struggle's never ending, but we never giving up. You can't be a master if you never learn. Can you be a master when there's more to learn? You can't be a master if you never learn. Where's your value if you stole what you claim you earned? History repeats, but we never learn. There's more to learn.
Yo, so look, man, first off, hold on 1 second. Is the single record going to have different artwork from the double? So that's a great question. So the artwork for the single record, it's going to be the cover that you've all seen, but the double LP will have a similar front and back cover, but then there will be like additional texture to it. Plus, it'll be a gatefold. So the single one won't be a gatefold, even though the artwork on the front and back will look similar, but it won't be embossed or anything like that. So there's like some bells and whistles that have been added to it. And then, of course, the full fold out artwork that's in the double LP won't be in the single LP. Hence the price, like, you know, and so you'll see those differences once you get it. But for the most part, like at first glance, they'll look the same and stuff. But once you crack it open, you'll see the difference, you know. I really dig this song, especially the lyrics. Thank you. I appreciate that, nephew. Thank you. All right. Yes, indeed. Appreciate the love, y'all. Yes, yeah. I think so too. That was Marcus's idea. Definitely looking forward to y'all getting your hands on that. But that was track 1, Masterclass. Fun fact about that track, it was one of the, was it the last? It might have been the last song. The intro was the last song or second to last song we recorded, something like that. I think it was the second to last track we recorded. But yeah, man, it was, I started writing it a while back, but didn't finish it. And I was grateful that I didn't, because at the time I started writing it, the things that were happening in our country with immigration around ICE, and all of that. We weren't there yet. So like as things were getting progressively worse here, I'm starting to kind of, add those things into the lyrics because this stuff was on my mind heavy. So some of those different things that were added in lyrically came later. And so that was the good thing about not finishing it initially when I started writing, This song starting the album is just like a chef's kiss. I knew I was in for a journey of beautiful music. Man, thank you so much. Bruh, Josh, I think we still have like 3 or 4 people who haven't finished it, but we're not waiting on the surveys for the Kickstarter, and thank you for bringing this up. So we're not waiting on the surveys for Kickstarter anymore. Now we're just waiting for the orders have been placed. For the most part, I think it's like one thing left that we still have to order. There was like an issue with the files and stuff, so we're fixing that. And then once that is fixed, that will be amongst the final things ordered for the album. So we should have everything within the next few weeks, God willing. You know what I mean? From my lips to God's ears. It's definitely been a real like headache with certain things, in particular the vinyl. And getting that on time, because there were things that were communicated to us that we found out later on weren't accurate from our manufacturers. So we've been kind of pivoting, trying to adjust where we can, and filled in a lot of emails and trying to answer a lot of questions. So we really appreciate y'all patience, man. We're doing the best we can, considering that once we give the money and once we turn in the files, it's like out of our hands. So we really appreciate y'all being patient. We know y'all supported us, not just with y'all time, but with y'all money. So we definitely want to take care of y'all and make sure this stuff is done right. So thank y'all, man. Again, 1,000,000 times over. Thank you. All right, let's get back to this music. We just heard Masterclass. Let's get into Audio Sunshine featuring Blue.
Blue. Yeah. Marcus D. Substantial. Yeah.
Sun's out, guns
Let
out.
the sunshine in.
Not them toes though.
Yeah. Audio sunshine. Sunshine. Sunshine.
Yeah, listen. Here to give you what you never knew you needed. Shit you started, you're already planning to repeat it. They say you're too conceited when you know your value. Trying to shush the keynote speaker, pump up the volume, so we can let the people hear that new sub. Rock with Marcus D, that BA3. Run and get your sunblock. For the sunshine in audio form, toss your cardigan. The song will keep the audience warm. When we on, it's the norm. Spot us in the Japan times. Shine until we left them with tan lines. Skin tatted with one of Stan's lines. Known to be quote worthy. Shut it down even if they putting us on early. Show and prove we never show mercy. On the beach rocking socks and slides like we scared to get toes dirty. Basking in the hit of the drum. Still wishing you were kissed by the sun, but this sufficient for someone. We the sun people under river one people, so I got you. For the sun seekers, you can hear the sun speaking, cause we got you. We ain't done either, you know I'm a son's keeper, so I got you. Tough times, when it's crunch time, count on us for that.
Audio sunshine. I'm from the golden, and anytime I rhyme, you feel the sun shining over from Los Angeles, California. You can feel the wind blowing against my golden skin. When the sun shines down, you got no choice but to soak it in. As the globe spins, half the planet is lit from solar energy, which makes the enemy in eclipse rich. Melanin makes my family black as the galaxy, which is the same color of God that's within. In the sun, which is one with the one, plus the 9 planets he spun, making the family out the solar system. Listen, the truth makes you squint like the sun when it glistens, even if it's a 93 million mile distance. This is the light of our resistance for many centuries. The sun was our religion, hard to miss it, isn't it? It's the brightest star in this bitch. Leave Earth and you'll get burnt trying to kiss it. Sunshine.
We the sun people under river one people, so I got you. For the sun seekers, you can hear the sun speaking, cause we got you. We ain't done either, you know I'm a son's keeper, so I got you. Tough times, when it's crunch time, count on us for that.
Audio sunshine.
You just wanna be kissed by the sun. blowing out you, blowing out you, blowing out your sweet. Kissed by, just wanna be kissed by the sun. Blowing out you, blowing out you, blowing out your sweet. You just wanna be kissed by the sun. Blowing out you, blowing out you, blowing out your sweet. You just wanna be kissed by the sun. Born on a Sunday, the son of Sunny's a sun god. Waiting for clouds to walk, playing sunrise. Sunflower samurai, live, fight, and die for my peace. Marking blue, set it out west. Now I rise in the east, the empire of the sun. Now I'm walking on a dream. Fly, but I don't get too high, so I don't burn my wings. Everybody love the sunshine, so cold as a germ. Sun is shining like we celebrate my soul of return. She the sunshine of my life, ain't no sunshine when she gone. Brighten up my life, my God, that light that help me carry on. Every song and artist mention had a music, I'm no different. You inspire while distracting my attention. 1 minute, here comes the sun. One John, Paul, George, Ringo, son. Same thing outside, never outdone. Here comes the sun, the centerpiece of heaven above. It is light, it is warmth, it is love. We are one, the sun.
Yeah, man. Listen. That particular song, man, like when we finished when we had finished the first version, right? Like yeah, all the references and blues verse made it one of my favorites. Yo, fire beats all around. Yeah, shout out to Marcus, man. Marcus D, the real MVP of that track. Killed it. And yeah, man, like when I first started writing it, I was just kind of vibing to what he was doing. Really wasn't trying to do too much. Just flexing a little bit with the bars and stuff in the initial verse. Blue heard it, was like, yo, Substantial killed that. That's like what he had sent back to Marcus. And then he had sent his verse. And his verse was fire. And I liked the direction he took it. So I was like, man, let me, with the final verse of it, let me kind of take it a slightly different, like kind of build off the momentum that he created. But before that, Marcus had played when I got out there for the second sessions to work on the album. When I flew back out to Tokyo, he had played that beat that's in the second half. And I told him, I was like, bro, I really like that beat, but I feel like it's too close to Audio Sunshine, right? Like the two beats, like they're different, but they feel kind of similar, right? And so I was like, yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to make an all new song to that and then put it on the album. I feel like it's one or the other. And then he had the idea to put them together. Like, yo, he was like, yo, we could just have one going into the other and stuff. Like for the last verse, I was like, yeah, that's it. So then I sat down, wrote my verse to that. And, you know, and put all of those references in there to the sun to kind of piggyback off of blues energy, like born on a Sunday, right? Factual. Born on a Sunday, the son of Sunny. That was my father's nickname, one of his nicknames. The son of Sunny's a sun god. Waiting for clouds to part. Little reference to the Nugent Best joint. Playing Sun Ra. Amazing music. If you ain't familiar, get familiar. Sunflower Samurai, y'all already know. Samurai Champ Blue reference. Live, fight, and die for my peace. Marking blue side of the west. Now I rise in the east. Land of the rising sun. Little Japan reference, but then also I'm from the East Coast. You know what I mean? And they're both from the West Coast. So it's like, yo, just really going in on that verse. You know what I mean? To piggyback off the energy he already, brought in. Yo, good looking out, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, that was definitely a great call, you know. And it's like we don't have a bunch of songs where we do that already. There are some artists, like we've heard them kind of do that a bunch of different times throughout their career. Or on the same album, they do that. Like I always think about Justin Timberlake's album where Timberland did all the music or most of it. And like how it switches for every track. And then initially it's like, yo, that's dope. And then some of the moments where it does it later are still dope. But after they did it like 3 times, 4 or 5 times and kept going, I was just like, yo, we get it. We get it, fam. We get it. So yeah, so us doing that once in the album I thought was really dope and a nice touch. Shout out to Marcus. All right. Let's get to the next track. Hey, dope. Good looking out, Bird. I appreciate it. Oh, hold up. Yo, stop the presses. Happy born day to Early Bird, man. His birthday was the other day. Happy born day, bro. Love you, man. Yo, wishing you nothing but like continued success and blessings, and in this upcoming year, bro, and forever. You know what I mean? In perpetuity. Yo, I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, man. Avis, what's going on, yo? Peace, bro. Good to see you here too. Y'all, I shared it in my post section. Check out this interview that I did with Avis. It's really dope. If you haven't checked it out already, please do that. Avis, I don't know if you know how to do it already, but bro, you feel free to send me a collaboration invite on that interview, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram. It's perfectly fine. So, feel free to do that, bro, and we'll build soon, man. Definitely enjoyed doing that interview, and I think it came out really great. So we want to make sure as many people as possible see it. For those of you on Discord, I'll be sure to share it there too, since I haven't done that yet. Let's get back to this album, though. We're getting to track 3, which is another great one too, man. Two of a kind.
I don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No, you can't, but you tried though. No, you can't. We were like, no, you can't get a life, bro. No, you can't. That's just how I don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No.
Yeah, who put the hop in your jazz when you got tired of gangsta shit, Molly whopping your ass? Then we showed up with a different kind of vibe to enjoy. Chillaxation with a knock, you got about the alloy. Then the imitators come with they mid-ass raps and them soft-ass drums, go ahead, get that back. 16 and we're still here, where the hell they at? Not as easy as it looks, you gotta pay for that.
I don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No,
you can't, but you tried though. No, you can't. We were like, no, you can't get a life, bro. No, you can't. That's just how I go.
Don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No.
Yeah, who put that jazz in your hop and stood the test of time while carbon copies gradually stop, dropping torches like they mad that it's hot and couldn't carry it. Besides cream rise to the top, lose the variance. We rockin' with who rockin' with us. If it's love and it's sub and markets you trust, slowing up ain't an option. Broken is a must. We elevating. Don't forget who put you in your position like delegate.
I don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No,
you can't, but you tried though. No, you can't. We were like, no, you can't get a life, bro. No, you can't. That's just how I
don't know what you've been told, but when they made us, they broke the mold. Many come and then they go, cause they can't duplicate our soul. No.
Yeah, we been ourselves from day one. Jazz rap aficionados like the homie A1. MD got Washington classics like our brother DL. Another jazzmatic bop, dope is in the detail. Sonic descendants of D-Rock and CL. The iconic native tongues, Diggable, Gangstar, and Stetsasonic. We're honored to carry on the tradition of what hip-hop has been missing. Back with another worthy addition. Listen.
Yeah, man.
Chasing everything with somehow you running in place. Freezing under pressure as if a gun in your face. Peers zipping by you at a punishing pace. Struggling to keep up, your markets turn that beat up. Caught it with no backing, pulled in every direction. Only put up a fraction of effort but want the blessing. Did everything under the sun but never wore the seas. Mixing fame up with success but all you know is greed. Fall short, then you court defeat. You ain't focused, B. If you don't develop your craft, you won't grow to be a master for ceremony, stamped like notaries. For poetry, go with beats, respected globally. Sourced locally, organically homegrown. You rockin' with the best, we caught every throne stone. Then we sitting on stone thrones with a legacy cemented. Cause we didn't jump ship for every wave that was trending. Ain't gotta chase clout when opportunity knocking at your door. So often the knuckles gotta be sore, stay the course. Till a pedigree turn pedagogy. Lesson one, the safest bet is always betting on me.
Feel me one time, chasing way too many blocks for your run time. Cause there's only really one prize you need, and it's only meant for your eyes to see. Now feel me one time, got way too many layers in your design. I'm just trying to tell you that there's one prize you need, it's only meant for your eyes to see.
Yeah, locked in, like I traveled this road without an exit ramp. Became the best at what I do, doing the best I can. Never been a jealous man, I just want what's meant for me. When I take hold of my pen and then it's meant to be. No sensory overload, watching their victory. Head down, eyes on the prize that God gifted me. That eventually blossomed to more than I had foreseen at 14. Of both the courage with a poor dream to get respect. A little money, you live to see it. Slept on, no Tempur-Pedic, my temper beat it. Never lost sight of my true self, I'm undefeated. Serving the words back to the skeptics so they can eat it. Sitting at a table I built when most conceded. Never conceded, I was just brave enough to believe it. Driven enough to walk this rugged path to the very end. Cut from different cloth, make sure it's what I'm buried
Feel
in.
me one time, chasing way too many blocks for your run time. Cause there's only really one prize you need, and it's only meant for your eyes to see. Now feel me one time, got way too many layers in your design. I'm just trying to tell you that there's one prize you need, it's only meant for your eyes to see.
Yeah, man. Once again, this is all music from the new Bop Alloy album, now available on all streaming platforms. Shout out to those of you who supported via Kickstarter or pre-ordered via Bandcamp. Just letting you know, physical copies should be coming soon. We just got notified that the first batch of vinyl is going to be delivered to Marcus D while we're in Japan. So once I come back with some of it, I'll be shipping those out very soon. So just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all of y'all who helped to make this record possible. I know a lot of y'all have been waiting for a while, since February, to get your orders in and stuff like that. But as you know, we first had to wait for the money to come in, and then after that, put in the orders. And then part of the holdup was some typos that were found in the cover art and all of that before we sent it out, and then making sure that people who paid certain levels to have their name in the album cover and stuff. We wanted to make sure we had all of that information, which required us getting all the surveys completed. But yeah, man, we just wanted to thank y'all a million times over. So real quick, let's talk about the two tracks that just got played. The one Two of a Kind that features Stephanie Gale. Shout out to Steph. We'll clap it up for Steph. Steph killed it per usual. Shout out to her comment. If you know, you know. If you've done a song with Steph, you know them layers, them vocal layers gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? I think, I can't remember how many she sent on this one, but it was definitely light compared to what she sent me in the past. I think some of the early days I was getting like 20 some tracks, and like she basically said that she had to hold back from recording like 50 tracks again. But it always sounds amazing. Steph is like, she's seasoning, man. She just come through, make everything a little better, or a lot better. So that particular track, when I first recorded, the thing that people have said to me a lot when hearing that particular track, not the one that just played, but the one before that, Two of a Kind, the amount of times that someone was like, okay, try to get your Nate Dogg going. Like the amount of times that someone has said, some version of that phrase I just said to me after hearing that track. I wasn't thinking of trying to channel him when I did it. I just had a hook idea in mind, and I had this melody that kind of worked with it. And then I think because my voice is as deep as it is, that's where people's minds go. You know what I mean? But listen, I'll take that. You know what I mean? I'll take that. Any day of the week, man. It's funny when people say Nate Dogg. I don't know what song comes to mind for y'all, but the one that always comes to me is the one he did for St. Ides. If you know it, you know it. Just hit the corner store. You know what I'm looking for. St. Ides. That's the one that always comes to mind when I think of Nate Dogg. God bless the dead. Rest in peace. Let's get to some of these comments, and then we'll talk about one prize, and then get into the first instrumental track of the album. Yo, absolutely beautiful, magical. I appreciate that, fam. Quick question. Can you and Marcus tell the difference between this one and the other Bop Alloy joints, since this one was done in person? Yeah, I think that, for me, it's like, because, like when I'm thinking of the process, right? Like when I listen to the music, I think for y'all, a lot of times when y'all hear something, there are certain images that come to mind, right? And then like when you listen to something that you've listened to before, it takes you back to wherever you were when you did it, right? So for me, it takes me back to wherever I was when we recorded it oftentimes, right? So when I hear the first album and stuff, I think about those early days, us working on the project. I think about the fact that, I lost my rhyme book halfway through recording that album when all of the songs were written. So I lost half the songs that I originally wrote for that album. And then when I went to write again, I picked some of the same beats, and then he had newer beats and stuff. So for example, if I hadn't lost my rhyme book, The Boy With No Name wouldn't be on that album. You see what I'm saying? And to me, that's like one of the best tracks on the first album. So I think about things like that when I hear it and stuff. I also listen to it, and there's things that I feel like I could have done better. And I also, when I listen to the first album, I think about, a lot of the tracks and stuff, a lot of the sample-based production. Like, I didn't find out until we were like toward the end of working on the record that Marcus could play. You know what I mean? Because so many hip hop producers, even the ones who can play multiple instruments, prefer sampling, over playing. So I didn't realize how talented Marcus truly was until we were almost done with the record. Fast forward, when we got to the second album, I feel like with the second album, how we made that album was very, very different in that all of the production was picked before I even started writing. You know what I mean? Like we went through, picked the beats, kind of had an idea of how it would flow, like these different things before I even wrote the lyrics. Like we had a concept, kind of knew what direction we wanted to go into, but the flow of it was like very important to us. And then I knew I wanted a few more like upbeat tracks and stuff like that. I'm a hip hop head, and when I say hip hop head, I mean a real hip hop head in that, like, I'm thinking about the B-boys, right? Like I'm thinking about graffiti artists, DJs, all of these different things. And so I wanted some more upbeat tracks on there because I wanted our stuff to be danceable, even though we were making like so much of the chill stuff is just like what you listen to at home, and that's fine, or what you listen to on your commute. But I wanted tracks that people could dance to. Like I feel like we had that on the first album, and I wanted to have that on the second album as well. That was very important. But it was not just like, I feel like Save the Day is like a joint from the first album that anyone could two-step to that, right? Where I feel like Step Into the Cypher is like, we made that with breakers in mind. You know what I mean? That's who I was thinking of when I made that track. And then tracks like that's later in the album, Just When You Thought It Was Over, it's not over. Like when I hear that, I think of like certain old school upbeat like rap joints or whatever that B-boys could really get loose to. And so with this one, however, like I said, when I hear it, it takes me to where we were when we recorded it. And like 90+% of this record was all recorded together. So I think about the conversations we had. It just feels different because it's just like I don't just see you know, like wherever I was sitting where I recorded it. I remember being in Marcus' house recording it or writing it. You know, I remember like his kid not being there yet. And then when we went back to work on the rest of it, like, yo, like now he's a dad. You know what I mean? He was on the verge of being a dad, and now he's a dad. And so like all of these different things. So it feels different, but it's because of the memories that I have around making it. You know, like the conversations, things we were watching together on TV and stuff, random conversations in the car or on the train. So all of those things make it feel different for me. Just realized I was blocking my face for most of that. Let's get into some of these other comments and then we'll get back to playing it. Wish I could go to that Japan show, man. God willing, it won't be the last, you know. Worth the wait. Thank you. Finally made it to a live. Welcome. All right. Love the album so much, man. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. Steph goes crazy with the vocals per usual. They come out so great. Thank you for our work, Steph. Yeah, man. Steph the GOAT. Yeah, she the greatest. Welcome to the show. Yeah, she did. All right. Steph always does great on the vocals. No lies detected. I'm about halfway through Masters of the Artistry because I forgot it dropped yesterday. So I listened to it during nighttime. And so far, it's crazy good. Thank you. Couldn't stop glazing it when I was on the game with my friend. It is all good. Hey, man, I'm not one of those people. It's like if you love something, there's nothing wrong with talking about what you enjoy. You know, people love hating on stuff or making fun of people because they're talking about something with a lot of passion because they enjoyed it. People love to yuck other people young, man. If you enjoyed something, like, you should, like, be proud of that. You know what I mean? Like, enjoy it. Don't let nobody stop you from enjoying it. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Imagine being on the track with Stan and Steph. Talk about a dream. Thank you, sis. Yeah. All right, let's see. Hold on. I know this isn't about I know this isn't about Bob Alloy, but how much do you think being from DMV shapes your music production / taste? Yeah, I think it's a ton, right? Like there's a certain chip that's that you know I've always had on my shoulders because and I'm not speaking for everyone, I'm just speaking for me. There's a certain chip I've always had on my shoulders because I know the history, like a lot of the history of this culture, not all, but I know a lot about hip hop and about the genre of rap. And I know where it started, right? I know where it started. I know where the biggest regions have always been. So the reason why it's always been important to rep where I'm from is because like some of the best, I've heard rappers from around the world. I've heard amazing rappers from around the world. And like, if there was a battle for rap supremacy, I'd put money on DMV all day. You know what I mean? And because I'm that confident, not just in my own ability, but some of the greatest artists I've ever heard in any genre of music have come from this place. Like whether they were the biggest or not, that's one thing. But like some of the most talented writers I've ever heard in rap, some of the most talented people I've heard off the top of the head are from right here in my backyard. So when I got to New York, I didn't feel like intimidated by being there, right? Like I felt like I was good enough to be up there with anybody. And so when my peers in New York started to acknowledge me, you know, as that, right? Like I remember when PH first showed me love about my voice in the bars. I remember Pac being like, yo, we should be a group, or like we like came up with a name for him and I running through NY together, and then Tone basically saying, yo, we should form this super group, Extended Fam. Like I remember all of those things. And so me being from here, like I wanted to make sure that people knew like artists from here were as good as anyone in the world. You know what I mean? And so that's how it's shaped my music, right? Like it's made me, I feel like people from here, there's like this like this humble confidence, like, yo, like if you know, you know, like we know we know what we got, you know what I mean? And we appreciate it. We lift up like the things that have, we celebrate like what's come from here, you know, and what comes from here, and feel like, you know, you can put it next to anything. And like, whether we're talking about food, whether we're talking about music, whether we're talking about art, you know, when I think of Maryland and stuff like that, DC, Virginia as well, like certain things or whatever, like certain people, all of these things that have kind of started from here, or people who've come from here and how they've shaped and influenced the world, right? Like the world. I remember being at a wedding in Italy, and before the reception started, right? Like just when we were coming into the area where they were getting ready for certain things, like two of the beats that they played, the first instrumentals that we heard at this wedding, both of the people who produced it were from Southern Virginia, right? And then I remember like learning about certain things in Black history, or American history, and you know, realizing where Frederick Douglass was from, where Harriet Tubman was from, learning about the Olympics, and realizing that, you know, some of the greatest Olympians ever, like some of the most decorated Olympians ever, are from here. They're from Maryland, right? Like some of the most influential music in history, right? Like, or musicians or vocalists in history, depending on what genre you're talking about, are from this area. And a lot of people don't know that. They listen to this stuff not realizing where people are from. So there's this sense of pride that I've always carried with me. This, you know, I remember when, what's his name? Jim Henson. I remember learning when Jim Henson passed away when I was in elementary school, and then learning that he was from Maryland. That was crazy to me. I'm like, what? You know, I'm thinking of all these things I watched, and I'm like, the guy that makes this, like, is from here? You know what I mean? Like, that always gave me a sense of like, yo, people from here, both the people who look like me and the people who didn't look like me. But the fact that we were from, like, we were only miles away from each other doing these great things, right? So that's, I think, how it shaped me. It made me feel like I could walk into any room and be great because I seen so many other people from here do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yo, thank you for that question. You know what I mean? I never get tired of talking about where I'm from, if you hadn't noticed. What's your favorite song from the new and old album? I would say current favorites from the new album. You Don't Have No Idea. Audio Sunshine. Last song I ever wrote. Last song I ever write. Those are the first ones that come to mind at the moment. You know what I mean? Super shout out to Marcus again for producing amazing music on this record, man. The world tries to play the DMV like we haven't been trendsetters for decades. Yo, for longer than that, you know, for over a century. Like the people people here have literally shaped this country, like, and the world. You know what I mean? It's like when we talk about corporate stuff, when we talk about like comic book artists, when we talk, there's no business that I ain't gonna say no business, but there are like a lot of major businesses, like when we talk about music, when we talk about business, when we talk about art, when we talk about so many different things, like people, I think just people in general, because they're not from here, they don't realize how many folks from this region have helped shape their opinions, the way they see the world, how they respond to entertainment, or why they like certain things. They don't realize how much of that has been shaped by people who are from here. And it's because a lot of times those people from here become so big or so iconic, they're bigger than this region, right? Like globally, like more people know their name than know the name of the state or city that they're from. But the fact of the matter is, part of what makes those people so unique and why they were able to do what they did was because of the things that they learned navigating the world, or navigating this part of the world, right? And so that's why I love the title of Kevin Durant's documentary that he did, talking about the amount of like basketball players that came from Prince George's County, Maryland, right? Something in the water, and then also the name of the festival that Pharrell does in Southern Virginia. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, man, it's crazy. Super facts, sis. You know what I mean? We can keep going. What was the lyrical thought process during writing Masters of the Artistry? Yeah, I mean, obviously when we came with the title, I knew that, you know, part of what we wanted to talk about was like what it meant to be a master of your craft, right? But also, like, you know, I think a lot of times when people think of the term mastery or master, they think of like when you get to that level, kind of like you're done. And then from that point on, it's really just maintenance, right? But like, you know, kind of like what the interlude where it says the art of mastery, what that interlude talks about is the idea that, yo, it's a never ending journey, right? Part of being a master is, like I said, it's part of it is maintenance, right? But what you realize when you get to that level where people start to view you as that, you know, you realize that there's still more to learn, because you're surrounded by people who they're learning from watching you, but they're also learning additional things and maybe getting access to those things before you do. So which means that it's very likely they're passing you or on the verge of passing you. So like at some point in time, people we considered masters like become uninteresting, right? Because there's a lack of new growth. So for me, as someone who's been in this business now for 26 years, like the challenge of continuing to grow, right? And pushing myself like artistically in different ways, in ways where like you can play my music or share my art and ideas next to someone else's and they still hold up. And so that requires continuous work. Right. So so it's a never ending journey. Right. Like the idea of mastery and being great at your art, you know. So that's really what I wanted to tap into, you know, like with this record. Like that's why like on songs like Masterclass, it was like, can you be a master if you can you be a master when there's more to learn, right? And also saying you can't be a master if you never learn. You know what I mean? And so that's really what the theme of the record is. It's like sharing the different things. And then also like, you know, this one review I read, it points out how in some songs, like I'm just sharing things with you. I'm not telling you in certain songs, right? Like when you think about wind blows, right? Like it's saying that's just like when people say that's how the wind blows, right? They're not saying, well, this happened because what it really means is this, and maybe God's trying to tell you blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying like, nah, man, some days or whatever you get a raise, and then other days you get laid off, like within days of each other. Some days, you know, you're celebrating the birth of your homeboy's child, and then the next thing you know, you're mourning your friend. You know what I mean? All of this stuff, like, you know, and then people try to like explain it away. And so sometimes like mastering this journey or trying to master this journey is recognizing that there isn't always an explanation for everything, and not everything needs to be explained away. It's like, I think part of navigating the journey and learning to master the journey is understanding that not everything, I think not everything can always be explained in a way that's going to make you feel better about what's happening to you or to others around you. But I think what you learn over time is that like this is a part of life. That's the real lesson. That's the short explanation of it all. This is life. Like it isn't, maybe it's not this deep metaphorical thing or whatever like that. Maybe you don't get that context until 5-10 years from now when you accomplish something else and you realize that if you never went through this thing, then that other thing wouldn't have been possible, right? So, but maybe you can't explain that in the moment, right? Maybe you can't find a scripture to help you understand that in the moment. Like, you know, and maybe it wasn't meant for you to understand in that moment. Like, you got to live. You got to live, and God willing, right? Hopefully it makes a bit of sense later in life. You know what I mean? Maybe it gave you the experiences you needed to be able to have a tougher conversation with somebody else you care about who's in that same situation later on, right? And then someone could interpret that as maybe that's why you experienced that. And I think a lot of that's just us choosing to find, like, you know, meaning in things. It's not necessarily what that meant or what it didn't mean. It's just like, this makes sense in this moment. So I think the maturity of, like, being able to have that over time and stuff, you know, yeah, man. Yeah, it you know, it requires us to be like actively listening, learning, and, you know, having a certain amount of adaptability and stuff like that. And those are all traits of anyone who's mastering anything, right? Preach, Pastor. Appreciate you, man. All right. We're going to get back to this music. Dave Chappelle comes to mind as someone who transcends his town and has been become a world-renowned icon, but he always pays respect to home. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Didn't you say Masters of the Artistry as an intro vocal on previous albums? Yes, sir. So initially when Marcus and I did the first ever song we did together, Enjoy Yourself, it was like Substantial and Marcus D breathing life back into the artistry. That was the first thing. I said like a version of that. And then later on when we did, what's the song? Soul a la Mode. Like before my verse start, I said Substantial and Marcus D, Masters of the Artistry. And then I go in. Yo, I love that verse too. That's a slept on verse. What's the joint? Microphone in my hand, seeking the crowd with no master, a ceremony. I'm the only guy you should ask for. Compare the homie to phonies, reply, share laughter. Known from getting them going, have them wildin' in the rafters. I don't rap for other rappers or the chaps that play them, singing they want the real, but only feel them when they exaggerating. I put the truth before the cool, ain't nothing realer than that. Realer than that. It's what's been missing, in fact. So I fill in the gap like double penetration. Dudes starting to sound the same like alliteration. And I'm your liberation. Ain't no imitations, understudies, or stunt doubles. Obliterating any fuddy-duddies that want trouble, or whippersnappers getting after the fruits of your hustle but fail to capture. They're not factors, dude. I won't stumble. Born to rumble, so the struggle never toppled me. So many battle scars are just novelties. Stips. Yeah. That's the verse. But yeah, man. I love that song. But yeah, that song in particular is where that's the first time I say it as Masters of the Artistry. All right, let's get back to this album though. This is the clearest clearest I've heard this verse. Yeah, slowed it down because it goes a lot faster, especially when I get to that one part. I don't rap for other rappers or the chats that playing them singing they want the real, but only feel them when they're exaggerating. I put the truth before the cool, ain't nothing realer than that. It's what's been missing, in fact. So it's a little quicker, you know what I mean? So it's just slowing it down. It's always interesting when I see like people like talk about my verses or try to explain them. Like, you know, reading these reviews, because I see people say things often talking about the simplicity of some of what I do. But I know from when I do my lyric breakdowns that a lot of people don't catch how many references are actually in the lyrics. And so like I've tried to master this thing. Like me and I Am Mini had a conversation about a while ago because he had a song with Pat Coffin where they were talking about complex simplicity. And it's like sometimes, like, you know, being able to find simple terms to explain complex ideas, right? That's a skill. But then also being able to say it in a way that on the surface, it sounds very basic. But then, like, because of other references that are around the lyrics, it actually means 3 to 4 other things. But on the surface, it doesn't sound like it. So certain lines are, like, fairly obvious. But then others require you to hear it a couple of times because of life experience, you think you know what I'm talking about, but you don't know what I'm talking about yet. And then you get to a certain point where you either see the reference I'm talking about, like whether I'm referring to like a book or a show or something like that. And then that line, when played back, means something. You start to see the other meaning that I was putting in there. You see what I'm saying? So it's a skill in itself, you know. Chile says, have you ever put yourself in a tongue twister when rehearsing? Yeah, there's definitely moments where I've written things that like are far more difficult to say. A lot of times this happens when I'm trying to practice older verses, right? Like how I wrote it, what words I put together, like they clashed. And like when I recorded it back in the day, like rather than fixing it in my writing, I kind of forced it when I recorded it and maybe punched certain parts. And so those parts feel crowded, or like because of the end syllables of one word and the beginning syllables of another word, they don't flow well together. So shout out to the different people I've worked with over the years that helped me learn these different tricks and learn how to kind of edit in real time, like during the writing process. So when it records, it flows smoother. But more importantly, when it's time to do it live, I can actually execute, you know what I mean? Without having to edit it in real time. But yeah, man, let's see. All right, sadly, I'm going to have to get going, but very amazing stream and questions from chat. Peace, guys. Catch you next time. Take care. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's get back to this album, though. And I'm not going to do an explanation of One Prize because I've broken it down here on the show a few times already. Love this instrument.
In the 30s, long before we wrote any songs, so y'all have heard me. Good times, but we wouldn't go long without a worry. Hustles gave me game, grew strong without a jersey. All us in a hurry to get the better living. Put on hella early, old heads would give me wisdom. The songs out of buried on wax when I was digging. All necessary to send me on a mission. Went from playing cards with my uncles to hear their stories, till I had a few of my own to share with shorties. Riding through the country with mom, used to be born, but it gave me the endurance I needed when I be torn. Man, I used to hate on the dive my uncle gave me. Now as I reflect, I realize he might have saved me. Didn't make me cooler back then, it made me wiser though. That's why you won't catch me half-stepping like a minor note. Watching anime with my young queens, chilling back on the road, living my young dreams. Navigating high stakes, living low-key. I'm an old soul that lived to be an OG. I would listen to jazz and play the oldies, flipping later and rhyme over my own beats. Navigating high stakes, living low-key. Just an old soul that lived to be an OG. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I reached cap heights before I moved to Clinton. Brand new building, old soul, new religion. Rectangle cheese pizza, butter crunch was communion. Scratching pops records, I ain't know what I was doing yet. Mixing old soul, I was fluent. Bet. Fresh party shirt with the guests. Jumper, all I wanna do is zoom, zoom, zoom. But it's too soon, sober mad, Cobra with the flex. I was Boone's farm, mad dog, we was buzzing. Fun with the relatives, loved ones, cousins. Bumping O'Shea, most days we was chillin' at the park. 40 ounces, St. Ives in the Philly. 30 years later, 20 years from my 20s. Might crack a smile, but ain't a damn thing funny. Prince Georgians with mortgages and families to feed. Protection from the forces seen and unseen while we
watching anime with my young queens. Chilling back on the road, living my young dreams. Navigating high stakes, living low key. I'm in low, so they live to be an OG. I would listen to jazz and play the oldies. Flipping later and rhyme over my own beats. Navigating high stakes, living low key. Just an old soul that let it be an OG. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Man, listen, that joint right there, I forgot to mention that. That's one of my favorites as well. Old Souls. Old Souls was one that almost didn't make the album because when I was in Japan, I recorded a version. Did the first recording of it, and it was okay, but it definitely didn't hit the way like wanted to, right? And so when I got home, and it's partly because like you write it, and this was one that I kind of started writing here, but then tried to finish it while I was in Japan. And overall, it was solid, but the issue wasn't so much with the writing; it was more so with the delivery. So I experimented with the delivery a bit more, and then I re-recorded the hook. Made it a little more sing-songy, added some additional melodies, and then the yeah-yeahs came later, along with the just the delivery and cadence that I use. Like those were things that I didn't think to do until I got back home, and so I re-recorded that and then sent it to Marcus, and Marcus, like, he was definitely like digging the new direction. Even though I put too much of a particular filter on my vocals when I was sending it because it was so rough. It was hard for me to listen to, which made it, but the effect I put on made it hard for him to appreciate. So, but initially we were talking to YU, we were talking about YU and planning to get him on the record. And it's wild because we were having this conversation in Japan. We talked briefly on the phone. He was with it. I send him the files and stuff. Hadn't heard from him in a while. And then I get word from a homie that he was in this bad accident. You know what I mean? And he's been doing much better since, but he was in a really, really bad accident. And so that put him in a position where he wasn't able to work on anything. It was, his health was of like top importance, right? So obviously we couldn't get that from him at that time. And so I hit up my other favorite rapper from this area, you know what I mean? And partly the reason why I hit them up, because they're two artists that when I listen to their stuff, they are dudes that like, we're all the same age. I think both of them are like, a year older than me. But but they just like they've always had this old soul feel to their stuff. 20 years ago, they had that feel to their stuff, and so I knew it's like, man, these are the perfect type of rappers to have on this particular track. And like me, their fathers and stuff, they grew up in PG County and stuff in the DMV. So I knew we could relate, and I feel like the connection on that. And it was so dope because when I sent it to Joe, Joe was like, bro, I got you, you know? And Joe basically, when he hears it, when I send him my verse, he was like, hey, bro, you cool if I take your flow? And so that whole flow that he did and stuff, he was mimicking what I was doing, but then put his own spin on it, right? And so, man, I love that, man. There's nothing like writing with other artists and stuff, especially like peers who you feel like are just amazing, like their pen's amazing. So, yeah, man, love how that joint came out. Definitely one of my favorites on the record and stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's get into this next one.
Hostile weather outside my
First joint we
window.
recorded for that.
Ain't no telling which way the wind blows. Life speeding by as I try to keep tempo. Writing on the wall, force all gotta decode the symbol. One person's breeze might be another's hurricane. Same thing that bring you peace might end up being someone else's hurt and pain. One day you're complaining that you're never still and you're always on the road. Next day the whole world changed, spent 3 years locking down at home. One day you're a teacher, never even thought you'd be a chaperone. Next day you're an MC, still molding minds through a microphone. Same thing that completes you might be tearing your level apart. Praying that there's a little love left after constantly shoving their heart. Went from having no budget at all to pushing the state of the yard. Now you know the black is beautiful, but you grew up afraid of the dark. That's 1 week crying with your friend over family now gone. Next week celebrating with another over their firstborn. One day getting word that your friend died over the phone. Same day gotta do songs y'all made, find the strength to still perform. Hard, one moment to walk in the park. Before you know it, you're stuck in the ER, cause your daughter has broken her arm. I know that life don't mean any harm, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Just enjoying the peace and the calm, before I stand in the eye of the storm. That's God. Hostile weather outside my window. Ain't no telling which way the wind blows. Life speeding by as I try to keep tempo. Writing on the wall, force all gotta decode the symbol. Hostile weather outside my window. Ain't no telling which way the wind blows. Life speeding by as I try to keep tempo. Writing on the wall, force all gotta decode the symbol.
All living on ball time in the fast lane, no Autobahn. Make the best of what I'm giving out here, turning tap water into bottled wine. No Jesus, started with no nickel to my name, then I caught a dime, all praise due. Reluctant leader, for some reason people still fall in line, cause it rings true. 1 second you question your call in, next second the blessings are falling, effects that you're causing, the second you're all in. If what you requested is more wins, you shouldn't regret when they pour in. Here today, gone tomorrow, now you're falling short of what you've been longing. One day, got a dream job, got a big house and stability. Next year, laid off, budget cuts, no kiss, hug, or civility. That's how real it be. 1 sec, you're free to roam, in another minute be stripped of everything you love on a bus, headed to correctional facilities. On the other hand, after spending 20 years of your life in the selling bars for slinging dope, came home and eventually got a job slinging cars. Never know how the wind blows, like a flames on top of a tower, till it claim my life and our power. I'ma claim this moment is ours, on guard.
Hostile weather outside my window. Ain't no telling which way the wind blows. Life speeding by as I try to keep tempo. Writing on the wall, force all gotta decode the symbol. Hostile weather outside my window. Ain't no telling which way the wind blows. Life speeding by as I try to keep tempo. Writing on the wall, force all gotta decode the symbol.
So, man, I'm glad y'all enjoyed that joint. That, like I said at the top of the song, this was the first song that we recorded for the album. And I kind of referenced this earlier in the stream when I was talking about just kind of navigating life and all of that. So now, the years in between the song are neat. Thank you. Yeah, it was something that we realized after we recorded the last song. It was like, realizing how many times I said yeah as an ad-lib throughout the whole record. Just because it sounded like there was places where it needed something. Yeah, so like on certain tracks it was and like, Old Souls was yeah. And then on this one it was just, I'm like far from the mic and I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Just doing that, screaming in Marcus' crib. And then on last song I ever write, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, something that, like, when I heard the music, those things came to mind, and so I just did it. And so I think something I've learned over time as I've been, mastering my own art in artistry is if you hear it, just say it, record it. Like, and sometimes I don't have the right word for it. And sometimes, you were thinking, oh, let me make it say something else. And then other times it sounds good the way it is. Two great examples of this in music history is Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. I know. That part, that was literally just supposed to be a placeholder for a solo that was going to happen there. But then when the band heard it, they were like, nah, we think you should keep your vocals there. So that's what he did. And now it's like when you hear that song, you can't unhear that part. Like, that part feels like it fits. And so that's a great example of him just putting something there that felt right in the moment, but it was supposed to just be a placeholder, and then it becomes a part of the song. Another good example of this is Nori's What song, or Super Thug, where he's like, what? That was just supposed to be a placeholder. You know what I mean? And then it ended up becoming the chorus for the song. Like, he was like, yeah, I got to record the chorus. I got to, and he was like, nah, that's it. Pharrell was like, nah, that's it. So, yeah, another example of this, but they worked on it further, but it's a good example of sometimes it's good to not overthink things. But that old song, Hold On, I'm Coming, that song, like, they came up with that hook because they were calling one of the singers or something like that on the record. They were trying to call him back into the session, one of the musicians on the record, and he was in the bathroom or something like that. And so they're yelling for him, and then he screams from the bathroom. He's like, hold on, I'm coming, right, is what he screams out. And that ends up working out as the chorus for the song. You know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes it's good to just kind of go with it, not overthink things, Thank y'all, man. An Artist 6 Cents. Yeah, word. All right, let's get to it. So this is what I'm gonna do. Lauryn Hill's That Thing, word. So what I'm gonna do right here for You Don't Have No Idea. As I promised at the top of the video, if we hit our goal, and we killed our goal. So what I promised to do was play the full video for y'all. This video is going to drop on Monday. Me and Marcus were just talking about this earlier today. So the full video is going to drop on the channels on Monday. But for y'all and the donations that y'all put up today, I'm gonna go ahead and play the whole thing for y'all. You know what I mean? So let's bring that up. So instead of me playing the song right now, I'm gonna just play the music video, in its place. All right. So let's get that up here now. Enjoy. Yeah. Yeah.
If I see a barricade, I'ma make a way. If I see a barricade, I'ma make a way.
1,000 hours, more like 30 or 40. I was using my powers back when I was just a shorty. I ain't talking about teens, my God, this before double digits. Selling my art for green while the brownies were moving thin mints. Dos and Samoas, the homies pressed me to tag along. Scheming chose my own hustle, knew they couldn't do that for long. Loan my unk and pro paper while still in elementary. Only hustle I knew that don't fill up the penitentiaries. Well, not yet. I was still new to the process. Big little dude with a heart consumed by the art, but it ain't my time yet. Cousin would help me get nice, but then it got locked. I'm still making progress. Minimal guidance, you know the block ain't filled with no expert artists. Mostly 9 to 5ers and baby mamas, a couple fathers, hustlers and riders, surrounded by fiends just like piranhas. Blood in the water mixed with tears and sweat, but I stayed afloat. Most get led to the slaughter. I guess I'm just a different kind of goat. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to stand where I stand. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to master my plan. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to stand where I stand. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to master my plan. While me and my peers were catching contact, I was busy with contracts. Went from a fan to brand and then starting to see the contrast. Built a biz for my knees with no callbacks that came from one ass. Work always on my mind, so I go to sleep with my hard hat. Turn the dreams into workflow while these part-time folks got furloughed. What they put down, I pick it up quick and then I double my workload. Ergo, I always been thorough with a key to the Far East DMV, then back up to the 5 boroughs. No sleep in the stew for weeks, little food to eat, but see how the world know. Work ethic second to none, the best that they come. Never regret that I get more respect than I'm selling, but still feel blessed like I won. Used to be sleeping no floors when they hit they ceiling. For me, the sky was the limit. Couldn't disguise their limits, but I kept flowing upstream to crime be rivers. I was designed for winning. Took her to places that some were inclined to visit. Even though time is ticking, still making time to shit run a mile a minute. Ain't get my mama the house, but I still made her proud, cause she loving how I'm living. Don't need a clown opinion who witnessed your light and now they trying to dim it. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to stand where I stand. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to master my plan. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to stand where I stand. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea what it took to master our plan.
So if I see a barricade, I'ma make a way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Can't wait. really can't wait for y'all to can't wait for not just y'all, like those of you who are here now, of course, man. Thank y'all. Oh man, hold up. Let's get to these comments. The scene in front of the Coliseum, fire. Thank you, sis. Oh yeah, thank you. That end is nice. Thank you. Yeah, yo, so like that video, like 90% of it was or maybe like 80+% of it was shot on my phone. And then there was like one scene, maybe 2 scenes shot on the GoPro, with a little bit of like footage pulled from other places. But it was dope because one of the homies that saw the scene with the Coliseum and thought we did like a green screen thing. I was like, oh no, we were at the Coliseum at night. So when those people were walking by, that was real. You know what I mean? Oh man, one of the funniest moments while filming this video, one of the funniest moments while filming the video is when we were on the Spanish Steps in Rome. And man, there was this little kid. Yo, hey man, let me tell you something. I love children. I love my children. Because kids, and I can say this, you know, as someone who has kids of their own and as someone who's worked with kids for a very long time, but currently doesn't work with kids. So I'm going to say something that's going to sound harsh, but it's the truth. Hey man, a lot of kids are trash. A lot of kids are trash people, bro. And oftentimes it's because, man, their parents like, yo, like, there are some parents that are clearly tired, right? And like the kids worn them down. And so they don't kind of check their kids like the way some do. And I ain't one of these parents that's so like, you know what's wrong with them, need to whoop them. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, there's certain ways you can raise your kid without doing those things where your kid isn't going to do certain things, right? Like some of it, of course, like kids got like medical issues and different things, but this wasn't one of those moments. This kid was just an asshole, right? He was just an asshole. That's it. So while we're rapping, man, while I'm on the steps rapping, he comes over in the background while I'm on the steps rapping. And he's like this, boring. Hey fam, he's just saying that for like, I'm doing the whole last verse or the whole song. I was rapping the whole song. Hey, the whole time I'm rapping, boring. Hey, yo. Hey, man. Trash. Kids trash, bro. Throw them away. Throw them away. But it's like, but you can tell, like he's one of those kids where he gets a kick out of being annoying. Like we've all seen that kid, right? It's like, it has nothing to do with whether the thing you're doing is good or not. It's just, yo, it's their disposition. Like he was born a hater. He was born a hater. The fact that, number one, you know, we're in a foreign country, but as soon as I heard him, I was like, oh, he's definitely American. Right? Boring. And the parents are trying to like get them together, and I was just like, yo, and I'm watching their interaction with them, like, you know, trying to keep recording, obviously, because those clips, while I'm doing it, I didn't do like a bunch of clips of that. So like some of that is me doing it while he's saying it. And of course, like, you know, I eventually kind of glance over. It's like I cut those over, but there's a part where I glance over because I ain't looking at him. I'm looking at the parents. Like, word, you know, you ain't gonna check your kid. But like, of course, you know, you say something, you looking crazy because you out here speaking to like, you know, checking a minor, checking someone else's child. But yo, that is probably one of the funniest things I remember about filming this video. One, in that scene where like Wild Child looks back and he's like, nigga. When he does that, we're in like a Fiat, fam. We're in a car that I am at least 2.5 feet taller than, right? And I'm in the back seat and I gotta lay sideways with my feet, one foot on the chair and the other leg like in between, because there's not enough room for me to sit facing forward and have my head up. So I'm like laid like this in the back of his car trying to film and stuff like that in a 1974 or 71 Fiat. It was crazy. But yeah, man, it was great filming the video. Let's play the rest of this joint. Fiat's so dang small. Yeah, they've gotten bigger. So this joint was from the 70s. So it was smaller than the ones we see nowadays, which is crazy. That is crazy. So anyway, let's get back to the album, and then I'm gonna get out of here, hit you with these updates at the very ending. So we played You Don't Have No Idea. Let's get to Say It Again. Let's make sure we're good. Shout out to One Below.
Why would I limit my potential? Cause you don't live up to yours. Carry you over thresholds after opening doors. Continue to sit in silence when you ain't using your voice. And lessen who I am as if that's even a choice. Trying to guilt me into shrinking to act like the bigger man. Beg me for help in private and public, don't need a hand. It's everybody's fault but your own when you fail. Demand respect from everyone that you don't show yourself. Your feelings don't outweigh mine, not my job to protect them. If they ain't based on truth, then I ain't gotta respect them. Wanna be on my level, it's clear you not in the spectrum, simply running in place and never gaining momentum. Been perpetually idle, but wanna stand next to idols. How are you so entitled when you barely got a title? Wifey said I shouldn't trifle with you boys, should've listened. Your disposition screams you wish you were in my position, man, listen. I say it again, I'm here to bring the truth, I ain't here to pretend. Can't worry about who my presence offends. Cause long as God got me, I ain't scared of no men. I said what I said and I say it again. I'm here to bring the truth, I ain't here to pretend. Can't worry about who my presence offends. Cause long as God got me, I ain't scared of no men. Yeah, listen.
Brother, don't let them flatter you. All they need is butter, a slab or two, and buckets for the crabs to move. Envy can turn a man green, same as Vanadu. First they act incredible, now somehow they mad at you. I used to marvel how this comic shit is amateur. Added up the algebra like Thanos minus Avengers. Jokers wanna cross me like my daddy worked the Catholics. It's Bruce Wayne sabbatical, my whip robbing passengers. Mask on, see me with my dukes, where's the challenger? No time for riddle thumbs attacking on my calendar. Backbiting, two-faced, backstabbing, slanderous. Blame it on yourself, not the cat, not the woman, not the manager. We all get the gavel and the Acura. Snoring like a baby sleep, alarm clocks came to beat. Secret double agents to the bonds that we say we keep. My heart was holding vacancy, it's plain to see I gave a key. First time was game on me, second time shame on me. Can't believe we made it 3 until the pain in me escaped from me. Like a slave flea with chains on the ankle feet. It's footprints from the soul when I lace the beat.
I say it again, I'm here to bring the truth, I ain't here to pretend. Can't worry about who my presence offends. Cause long as God got me, I ain't scared of no men. I said what I said and I say it again. I'm here to bring the truth, I ain't here to pretend. Can't worry about who my presence offends. Cause long as God got me, I ain't scared of no men. Man, listen.
Yeah. Another banger. Yeah, man. Shout out to One Below versus Crazy on that joint. One Below killed it. Yeah, man. And real quick to the comments. So many amazing collaborations on this album. Shout out to One Below. Indeed, man. Excellent track. Shout out to everybody who's digging that joint. Like, I knew that's another one that I knew when we did it, it was going to be special. Like, I was, yeah, there were no doubts in my mind. I was like, this one of them ones. This is one of them ones. And, yeah, man, I'm just fixing this camera real quick. But, yeah, man, I knew when we were working on it, it was going to be special. And then it was dope. It's always dope when you do a joint and the artist you're working with gets back to you, like, really quick. So, you know, we had reached out to One Below and he had got back to us pretty quick and was like, man, grown man bars. Like, he was really feeling it. And that's always dope. Like, you know, an artist you want to collaborate with is genuinely excited about doing something. You know, so shout out to him. Fun fact for y'all about that particular track, too. You know, obviously that song is really about, like, not shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. And man, like, you know, just writing that and just thinking of different people I've dealt with on my journey, some like recent, some in the past and stuff like that. So it's like, it's not like about one person. It's just so many different people you encounter sometimes that, like, just so they can feel bigger or feel like they're on their level, they are constantly asking you to do things to kind of like shrink yourself or help them out, but then act like you didn't help them get where they were, you know what I mean? And not share, you know, give credit where credit's due, you know what I mean? It says, Sub, I feel like you would like Souls of Mischief. Like Souls of Mischief? I grew up with Souls of Mischief, listening to, not with them, like knew them, but I grew up listening to their stuff. So I'm a huge fan of hieroglyphics in general. Like, Casual is one of my favorite rappers from the West Coast. I feel like Casual, like, if I did a top 5 favorite West Coast rappers, Casual's in my top 5, without a doubt. You nuts thinking you could fit in Cash shoes. I love hieroglyphics. You know, yeah, Third Eye Vision, that joint was crazy. Like, course, that first album from Souls was dope, and so many other things they dropped since then. But Casual has always been like my favorite of crew. Of course, Delta Funky Homo Sapien as well. So shout out to them. But I'm a big fan. But it's funny, while we're paying homage, let me pay homage to who inspired the hook, right? So there was this rap group back in the day when I was in like maybe middle school, called Double X Posse. And Double X Posse had this track where they were like, the chorus is like, nah, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And like in his verse, his whole flow is with your blood. So like I said what I said, and I sang it again. I'm here to bring the truth. I ain't here to pretend. Nah, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like, so that chorus and my delivery of it is all inspired by Double X Posse. That's me taking inspiration from them in terms of like the pocket I wanted to be in for the chorus of that song. You know what I mean? But it's a classic old school joint that I grew up listening to. You know what I mean? Man, that topic hit some heavy. Yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, that album was special indeed. All right, let's keep it going. We are almost done. We are getting there. Next track we got. Hold on. Sorry about that. Just trying to get the video lined up. There's more. Shout out to Stephanie Gale.
There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more. There's more. I cherish what I got. Petty things I long for were short-lived. Minding what is in minds like designing a fortress. Made a saying, what's the point of pursuing what ain't for staying? It's like trying to fortify a lie that wasn't made to stand. I could get it if I want it. Keeping it is the trick. Too decent to be a glutton. Feasting until I'm sick. I don't need those repercussions, so I don't release my grip. I just keep it 100 while keeping my flame lit. That fire and desire push me further and higher. Motivated to be greater than I was a day prior. I ain't blocking my blessing by feeding into desires. I just opt to be present and treasure what I've acquired, like love, gratitude, like hope and compassion, a home and a passion, loads of distractions. Fighting for my interests, but I sidestep. I'm on this mission of living my best life. There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more. I did things that no one could have predicted, that required a different kind of commitment. Been some places I ain't know existed, and every opportunity was kismet. I might have helped some people who ain't lived yet. Helped a few friends get some big checks. Helped some folks discover their talent and what their gifts meant. And every opportunity was kismet. Listen, appreciating every moment and give thanks that I've been surrounded by love that help endure hate. Always lifting me up to help me reach goals. People still turning me up to let me reach souls. So I don't focus on comparisons or nothing negative. Eternal growth is imperative. Success is relative. All I know is that I better live a life that benefits more than me and the people that I met up with. I went through hell just to live a life that's heaven sent. A kingdom many that people saw was a derelict. It's evident I fought through it all and had to sidestep the pitfall so I could live my best life. There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more good to do, more mountains to climb, more points to prove, more dreams to fuel your drive. There's more in the tank, more love to give. There's more than you think and more life to live. There's more. There's more.
played this in the past and we've talked about this track. Like, I'm not gonna like kind of dive too much into this other than just sing Steph's praises for the millionth time. And Marcus D killed it on the beat, and obviously Steph killed it on the vocals, so clap it out for them. Yeah, but we gonna jump into this next joint. Super shout out to Javier Starks, who has a new song dropping next Friday, so look out for that. It's produced by Marcus D. Some more Bob Allo.
If you were 1,000 miles away, you catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. If you were 1,000 miles away, I make it bike a plane. If you need me, I'll do more than pray to be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, I still find a way. Just like Tippin' Fife in 98, be there right away. Please believe me.
Got time, like Trevor Smith, got rhymes. So if you fall on hard times, go ahead and hit my hotline. I was your struggle, not mine. We been in the cut like old infections, bro. We not trying to wait no cliffhangers to the next episode. I'm about mine. So if you my people and need that helping hand, hit up stand. Give me a ring, but please, y'all keep the wedding band. If indeed a better man exists, shit, you should marry them. If they sabotage your plan for kids, you should bury them. Pack up all your things and leave out quick from that aquarium. Who better to stand to teach you how to fish? I'm pescatarian. You're never worrying if I'm riding with you to the very end. Fam, whether related by blood or distant cuz or married then. Don't care if you win or lose, long as you choose to give it the best that you have. Got your back, these are nothing but facts. No matter wherever you at, standing by like a stand-up guy. Stand on biz, cause the man don't lie. Cross my heart, hand in the sky to the man up high.
If you were 1,000 miles away, you catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. If you were 1,000 miles away, I make it bike a plane. If you need me, I'll do more than pray to be there right away. Please believe me, 1,000 miles away, I still find a way. Just like Tippin' Fife in 98, be there right away.
Yo, where my fam at? I'm trying to see the hands in the crowd. Some go out on a limb, but bet me I'ma go to town. Cause a win for them's a win for me. Free rent, I'm down for centuries. How sins will be like moons and night, we all shine eventually. I'ma wait my turn. I'm like Gara with the sands of time. Your plans are mine, we share a grind, bonded like the terracotta. They analyze it but can't touch us like pantomimes. In this pond we got the bomb, got a squad full of aeropalm, a big fish. Shark Tank, share your thoughts, we get that ghost. Stick around while they circle exit like this tic-tac-toe. Break bread, lend a hand, extend the bridge, skip that moat. Castle with the rookies, build a dynasty, it's just that dope. What they smoking, thinking they can stop us, we the loudest pack and solo leveling. Now I support with overpowered stats. I'm the ace in the hole, the coward should cower ass. Starks, I'm the realest, night and white, to fight when I was
If you were
black.
1,000 miles away, you catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away. Please believe me,
1,000 miles away, catch a flight today. If you need me, call a wide awake, I'll be there right away.
if you were 1,000 miles away,
I make it bike a plane.
if you need me, I'll do more than pray to be there right away. Please believe me,
1,000 miles away,
I still find a way.
just like Tippin' Fife in 98.
Be there right away. Please believe me, talk to you. If you need a homie, call you do.
Never slipping or tripping, I'm just falling through. Cutting up, giving phase out just like my barber do.
And it's all for you. Let me talk to you. If you need a homie, call you do.
Never slipping or tripping, I'm just falling through. Cutting up, giving phase out just like my barber do.
And it's all for you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Yeah Yeahs. They were back again. This is a really dope interlude, man. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Young Rotom. Please sing background vocals.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make this world a little better for us. Add value when I'm present till they can't afford us. Made something out of nothing and I never quit. Give somebody baby chances I ain't getting. Say I love you daily and be kind to you and the others, but sometimes we need reminded too. Always lead with love and follow our heart, and know that where we end is rarely the place that we start. So if it's the last song I ever write, I pray that my words have been a guiding light. And if it's the last breath I ever take, I pray that my life inspires something great. And if it's the last time I look in your eyes, I pray you know I love you after our goodbyes. And if it's the last song we ever do, at least we try to make something beautiful. We here now and I'm proud of how the journey going. See me growing, please know that you've been a key component of significant moments that help me boost my focus, to use my time to lift up others when they're at their lowest. Sometimes I fell short trying to be what I needed, projecting my anxieties, their message when unheeded. Trying to learn these lessons so there's no need to repeat it. So if you catch a gem I'm dropping, you're welcome to keep it. Pray I showed you that our skin color don't come with limits, and you could build a brand that stands without the use of gimmicks, and you could build a base of fans with more than your appearance, but with integrity, respect, love, and perseverance. Never been a perfect parent, but I'm always present, always working hard to ensure our best is what they inherit. Plenty good in both my girls, most important work I put in this world, watching the futures unfurl. But please know, if it's the last song I ever write, I pray that my words have been the guiding light. And if it's the last breath I ever take, I pray that my life inspires something great. And if it's the last time I look in your eyes, I pray you know I love you after our goodbyes. And if it's the last song we ever do, at least we try to make something beautiful. Never take your life for granted, leave no stone unturned. Tap into the God within so prayers don't go unheard. Do the work, never let your title go unearned, especially when you're in the jam, so your rep is well preserved. I pray we all emerge as someone we're proud of, smiling back at us in the mirror, feeling empowered. Silence the doubters till your inner champions louder. Tend to your garden, give yourself your own flowers, and know that if it's the last song I ever write, I pray that my words have been a guiding light. And if it's the last breath I ever take, I pray that my life inspires something great. And if it's the last time I look in your eyes, I pray you know I love you after our goodbyes. And if it's the last song we ever do, at least we tried to make something beautiful. Amen.
Yeah, man. Bob Alloy and the Yeah Yeahs. Yo, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening to the album with me. Really, really proud of the record, man. Thank y'all for all the comments and stuff. Nephew said, remembering how much the lyrics make me feel emotional. Yeah, man. More than a few people have hit me up since writing that song, saying ultimately the same thing. Such a beautiful track. The rhymes are so poetic. Uyama and Substantial and Marcus D and Heaven Sent. It's funny, when I read the Heaven Sent joint, I immediately thought of oh my God, I know the dude's name from the West Coast, the one that got all in the trouble. So when I saw your post in my mind, I was like, Bob Alloy is Heaven Sent. if you know what I'm referring to, LaRussell, that's his name. You'll know why I laugh a little bit. Yes. When you performed this in Los Angeles, I got chills from it. Such a real and soulful track. Thank you for the gift, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, that was a special night. About to replay that right now. Excuse me. Yo, man, I appreciate y'all. All right, let me hit y'all with the last of this info, and then I'm going to get out of here, man. Really enjoyed vibing with y'all today. Thank y'all so much for the contributions, man. Shout out to everyone who donated today. Really, really appreciate it. Let's get into it. Hold on. We're going to switch over this way and bring... Hold on. Let's try to figure out why... Computer tripping a little bit right now, so let me fix something. Trying to figure out. There we go. It was strange. All right. So a couple of quick things. Number one, if you're in the DMV this weekend, if you're going to be in DC, you can catch me this Sunday. Catch me over at Grounded in Southeast DC for the Crate Convention. I will have merchandise for sale. Matter of fact, man, I feel like, I ain't gonna do that. We'll say that for next week. But yeah, I will have, I got a not unreleased, but a shirt that's only available at events. Right now, it's the new official Substantial Tag shirt. And so I didn't want to show it right now because I know if I show it right now, people will be like, yo, can I get this online? And it's only available right now at events. After I come back from Japan, I'll make sure it's available everywhere. Maybe sooner. We'll see. It's a lot happening right now. But yeah, come through. If you're a vinyl head, you can definitely pick up some vinyl and stuff. You can, network. It's a lot of like DMV locals who are going to be out there, man. Legends and just folks there to have a good time. And it's always good music. I might even pester them, see if I hop on the mic a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, come through to that. If you've never been, it's a great time. If you have been, it's awesome. Steph, stop laughing at me. You know I'm special. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little touched. Thanks for sharing the great Lord Goat community and music, man. I appreciate it, fam. Thank you for coming up, man, to the show. I hope you had a great time at the event. Seems like you did, bro. Really appreciate it. Shout out to those of you in the community who actually come to the events whenever like we're in the area and you're able to. Means a lot, man. It's dope that folks are supporting on and offline. I don't take it for granted, so thank you. After this event, next week, I head to Japan. I leave on Monday to head to Japan. I have this event. Shout out to Pleasure Club Bar Family. We're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Club Family. If you've ever listened to the Bop Alloy song, Another Night at Club Family, that song was paying tribute to this venue. So me and Marcus D will be performing there. Definitely make sure you get there early enough to get in because it is not a huge venue. This is kind of like one of those situations where, you either getting in or you're not. You know what I mean? So it will be packed, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this joint. Looking forward to reconnecting with the homie DJ Sarasa. We've been talking. We've been friends for a very long time and been building, but looking forward to reconnecting with her in person because it's been a minute since we've actually been in the same space. But yeah, it's gonna be dope. Definitely unforgettable. Just frame the poster, man. Yeah, you're the man. Yeah, Shinsky's gonna be there too. That's gonna be dope. Yeah, so it's gonna be a great night. Let's keep it going. Say hey to DJ Sarasa for me. We did a track way back. Yeah, indeed, will do. Let's keep going. Also catch me at MomoCon. That's happening later in May. We're exactly a month away from that event. So those of you going to be in Atlanta, it's going to be great. Shout out to Happy Mochi. Happy Mochi's going to be there. And obviously all these great artists, Alan Z, Aztec, Mega Ran, Stolen Drums, and the homie Zed Tabani, all going to be in the building. So it's going to be a great night. And I'll be selling merch all weekend long. So come through. So happy to see the new album out. Can't wait to listen tonight. Happy to finally catch one of these live streams. Thank you for coming through. You know what I mean? Yes, Obsidian, I will see you at Momo. All right. I'll be sure to give y'all the schedule real soon too. All right. I was thinking, damn, I wonder when Substantial is going to work with Uyama again. It looks like my dream came true. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. And I think that's all I got for y'all this week, man. If you got questions, now's the time to ask before I get out of here. Thank y'all so much. I will say too, man, if you're at any of the upcoming events, come through so you can get a copy of this magazine. This was put out by Words, Beats, and Life. It actually, they have an interview in here that I did with A1. And there's a lot of other cool stuff in here as well. So definitely check it out when you have a moment. I'm still reading it myself, but a lot of cool things. It talks about like some of the different programming that Words, Beats, and Life has offered. And this magazine's free. So like, definitely if you come out, it's a lot of great stuff. And so, so this was like the interview that I did with A1 for the magazine and stuff. So it was really, really dope, I'm trying to see what else is in here, man. Yeah, see some of those albums you recognize. Yeah, but man, shout out to A1 for being, down to do this. Talks about DMV Made, which is a great event. And then, hold on, let's see what else we got in here. Because, again, if you see me this weekend, you'll be able to grab a copy of this for free. Yep. And then it has the interview that I did with this really dope artist named Kamal. I know some of you know him, but some of y'all might not be familiar. Amazing artist. If you've never checked out Kamal's stuff, you should. When I talk about how dope some of the people from our area are, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? He's another example of that. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, man. We were giving away this magazine at the show. Like it was literally at the merch table. You might have missed it. But yeah, we had these. We were giving them away. One of the staff from Words, Beats, and Life was there. A couple of staff members were there. But yeah, they were free at the show. Let's see. It says Indie Rap Commander, aka the Rap Mutant, or Mutant MC. Word. But yo, man, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all, man. I hope y'all had a great time today. It's always fun hanging out with y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. But y'all be safe, man. Have an amazing weekend. My youngest got a daughter. My youngest daughter has a game. There we go. My youngest daughter has a game this weekend. So excited to see her do her thing again. So wish her luck, and y'all be safe, man. Take care of yourselves. Let's get to this last joint. Your track Color of Love with Uyama is maybe a top 5 track in my life right now. Wow. Happy to see you doing so well, and hope to catch more streams in the future with college getting out soon. That's what's up. I appreciate that, fam. God willing, So see y'all next week. When I go live next week, I don't know what it's gonna look like because I'm gonna be in Tokyo. And it'll be the day before our show, and it'll be really late out there. But I'm gonna figure it out, and yeah, I'll see you then. Sound and audio probably won't be as great, but it's gonna be dope nonetheless. Make sure you don't forget that next week, Javier Stark's new song is coming out from his project called The Boy Savior. So the title track is dropping next Friday on all streaming platforms. So look out for that. All right. And yeah, man, I'll see y'all soon. Make sure I ain't miss anything else. It was a great show. Thank you, fam. All right. Yes, indeed, man. But take care, everybody. And yo, I'll see you soon. Talk to you sooner. It is time for my youngest daughter's favorite part of the show. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. All right, y'all. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo, 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 yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.